She says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't...
America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Imagine this. One of the most recognizable voices in daytime television, Joy Behar, going head-to-head with one of America's most beloved country music icons, Carrie Underwood. The clash is so intense, it's not just trending online, it's spilling into the courtroom with a lawsuit worth a jaw-dropping $800 million. That's right. Joy Behar's sharp tongue on The View may have finally gone too far, and Carrie is not backing down this time. If you've been wondering how a daytime talk show spat spiraled into one of the most shocking celebrity legal battles of the year, you've come to the right place, because we're breaking it all down in detail. It all started with what seemed like a harmless announcement. Carrie Underwood, known for her powerhouse vocals and polished public image, was invited to perform at Donald Trump's inauguration. For Carrie, the decision was framed in simple, patriotic terms. She told reporters, I love our country, and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event.
Carrie Underwood will take the stage at Trump's inauguration singing America the Beautiful. She said to the Post, I love our country, and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I am humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future.
For her, it wasn't about politics. It was about unity, history, and respect for the office of the presidency. Yet, in today's political climate, neutrality is a luxury no celebrity can afford, and her announcement set off a firestorm almost immediately. Within hours, social media lit up. Critics called her decision a betrayal. Hashtags demanding her cancellation started climbing the charts, and sarcastic comments filled the timelines, with many joking that she should have performed her hit Before He Cheats instead.
Well, that wasn't good enough for the tolerant left, of course, who is outraged over Carrie being outed as MAGA. X is blowing up with jokes about how she should sing her hit song Before He Cheats. Some are calling for her to be boycotted and canceled.
Memes circulated portraying her as a secret MAGA figure, and some corners of the entertainment industry hinted that her brand could take a serious hit. For an artist who typically avoids wading into political drama, Carrie was suddenly the face of a heated national debate. But Carrie wasn't completely alone in the storm. Support poured in from fellow country stars and fans who admired her courage to take the stage despite the controversy. Country musician John Rich was among the loudest, blasting critics for their silence. There are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward, he declared.
John Rich weighed in, saying there are several top-tier country artists who support Trump, and I wish they'd finally have the balls to come forward and be counted. Ain't nothing outlaw about keeping your mouth shut to appease the record label. Carrie Underwood is making you look like a bunch of sissy boys. Carrie is talented, she is graceful, she is a class act, she has great legs, not that it matters, but she is everything that the tolerant left is not.
He painted her not just as a star, but as someone defying pressure with elegance and authenticity. As the days passed, Carrie's inauguration performance grew into more than just a musical act. It became a symbol, one that both sides of the political spectrum seized on. Supporters framed her as a patriot risking her career to sing for the country she loved, while detractors insisted her performance was nothing short of normalizing Trump's presidency.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain.
The narrative twisted and turned, but at its heart was Carrie herself, calm, poised, and determined to weather the storm with dignity. That's when The View entered the picture. Never one to mince words, Joy Behar took the opportunity to weigh in on the controversy during a fiery segment. With the panel discussing Carrie's decision, Joy leaned forward and let loose. "I love our country," she said. But how do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country?
She says, "I love our country." How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? Your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted felon, which I can say now every day.
A lot of my family voted for Trump. They love the country and vote for him. I think that people make these decisions for a lot of reasons.
Okay, fine. And I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another story.
The words hit like a thunderclap. Joy wasn't just questioning Carrie's choice, she was questioning her patriotism, her values, and even her character. The reaction was immediate. Gasps filled the audience, and even her co-hosts looked uncomfortable. Some nodded in agreement while others shifted nervously in their seats, clearly aware that Joy had crossed into dangerous territory. Viewers at home exploded with reactions. To many, Joy's words felt like a personal attack, not just on Carrie's decision, but on her integrity as an artist and American. The internet had already been ablaze, but now the flames roared higher than ever. Carrie, for her part, stayed silent, at least publicly. While the noise raged on, she carefully considered her next steps. Behind the scenes, her team was already gathering evidence and weighing options. What began as criticism from a talk show host was quickly becoming something far more serious. And then, in a stunning move that few saw coming, Carrie filed a defamation lawsuit against Joy Behar and The View. The lawsuit, valued at $800 million, sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Carrie argued that Joy's remarks were not just opinions, but harmful falsehoods that damaged her reputation, her career, and her livelihood. The stakes were suddenly astronomical. Joy Behar, known for decades as a fearless voice of commentary, was now being forced to defend her words in court. The backlash against Joy was brutal. Hashtags like #CancelJoyBehar and #StandWithCarrie skyrocketed on Twitter. One viral post summed up the sentiment of many: Joy Behar is finally getting what's coming. Carrie is doing what so many others haven't, holding her accountable. Memes quickly followed, with one showing a serene Carrie alongside a frenzied Joy, captioned "Grace under fire versus dumpster fire." The contrast between the two women could not have been starker in the eyes of the public. Meanwhile, ABC executives found themselves in an increasingly uncomfortable position. Rumors began circulating that they were worried Joy's outspokenness was becoming more of a liability than an asset. For years, The View had thrived on controversy, with heated debates driving ratings. But this time, the storm was threatening to sink the ship rather than propel it forward. Insiders whispered that meetings were being held, options were being weighed, and Joy's future with the network might no longer be as secure as she once believed.
People do what they do for whatever reasons. It's like Joe and Mika. They did what they did. They felt that's what they needed to do, and I got to stand behind them.
Yeah.
You know, and I stand behind her not, because if I believe I have the right to make up my mind to go perform someplace, I believe they have the same right.
Of course.
And so I have to, I have to support. Doesn't mean I'm particularly interested in what I won't be watching, you know, but that's me.
Even within The View itself, the tension was palpable. Reports suggested that Whoopi Goldberg had been working overtime behind the scenes to smooth things over, trying to calm both Joy and the network executives as the backlash mounted. Other co-hosts, who had looked visibly uneasy during Joy's outburst, distanced themselves from her comments in later discussions, careful not to get caught in the crossfire. Carrie's decision to pursue legal action wasn't just about personal vindication. To her, this was about principle. By taking Joy and The View to court, she was sending a message that words have consequences and that celebrities, even those with daytime platforms, can't simply hurl accusations without accountability. Supporters rallied behind her, applauding her courage to stand up not only for herself, but for others who had been smeared in the media spotlight. Critics, however, saw things differently. To them, Carrie's lawsuit was an overreach, a move meant more for headlines than justice. They argued that public figures like Joy Behar have the right to express opinions, even harsh ones, and that Carrie's suit risked chilling free speech. The debate over the case quickly transcended the two women at its center, evolving into a broader conversation about the balance between free expression and personal reputation in the modern media landscape. Through it all, Carrie remained composed. She made no fiery public statements, no angry retorts. Instead, her silence spoke volumes, reinforcing the image of someone who let her actions and her legal filing do the talking. Joy, on the other hand, continued to appear on The View, but her every word, every expression, was now scrutinized more closely than ever before. The air around her seemed heavier, the laughter less free, as she grappled with the possibility that this time, her sharp wit may have cut too deep. As the case develops, the world watches with rapt attention. Could Joy Behar, a fixture of daytime television for decades, actually face consequences so severe that her career might never recover? Could Carrie Underwood's bold lawsuit change the way talk shows and media personalities operate moving forward? And what does this mean for the delicate balance between speaking one's mind and respecting the reputations of others? For now, one thing is clear. This isn't just a celebrity spat, it's a cultural flashpoint. Joy Behar versus Carrie Underwood has become a battleground over patriotism, media responsibility, and the limits of free speech. And with $800 million on the line, the outcome could reshape the entertainment industry in ways we've never seen before. So, what do you think? Did Joy Behar cross the line with her comments, or is Carrie Underwood's lawsuit too extreme? Should public figures be held accountable for their words, or is this simply the price of fame and being in the spotlight? The story is far from over, and no matter where you stand, one thing is certain: this showdown will be remembered as one of the most dramatic clashes in modern celebrity culture.